today I am so excited because I am here live on location in the 4Ever Vista garden with one of the co-owners, Lynette Hewlin. Lynette, introduce yourself to everyone.
Okay, I'm so excited too to have Kim out this morning. We're here at 4Ever Vista Farms in Enfield, North Carolina, where we love growing fresh, natural grown vegetables. We love it. We're out here all the time, just enjoying watching the fruits of our labor just grow and then taste the fruits of our labor. So we're so glad to be here with Kim this morning.
Absolutely excited because you all know I love my container garden. I could spend every minute of every day in it, but I've got a new love. And I told Lynette, if she wake up one morning and I'm standing outside, don't be alarmed. It's just me. But guys, this is a beautiful experience being here, but more than that, it is a sustainable experience. So Lynette, tell us about your gardening practices and what it all entails.
We're here at 4Ever Vista Farms. My husband Richard and I, we practice natural growing vegetables. We're not organic certified, but we do use organic practices. We plant herbs and flowers and interplant, companion planting to help combat the bugs. We don't plant everything all in one spot. We kind of move it around so the bugs will get all confused and they don't know where to go to eat. And we find that that has helped us out a lot. And we don't have to use any chemicals or anything like that on our vegetables. And we just have nice, fresh, natural grown vegetables for the community and the community at large.
Okay, so you mentioned something really important there. You spoke on organic vegetables. So why is that important?
Well, we get too many things in our system when we buy from the grocery store. The taste is not there. They use a lot of pesticides to combat bugs because the world can't survive on organic vegetables because it's just too much going on. But wherever we can put in organic vegetables and we can eat organic vegetables, it's safer for us. They use things to prolong the shelf life in the grocery stores. And I'm sure you read about the 10 or 15 dirtiest vegetables that you can buy because of what percentage of pesticides are left in those vegetables when they get to the grocery store. So by growing organically, we are helping healthy living. We need to be more healthier. And we're also growing vegetables that we don't normally eat, like bok choy, like the kohlrabi, like tomatillo, mizuna.
I just learned what a tomatillo was last year.
And it's so interesting to watch that tomatillo grow with that little shell and that little tomato thing inside of that shell. It's just interesting, and the things that we've learned to eat. We even dry the tops of the carrot, and we sprinkle that on eggs, in soups, and in salads, and that's the most nutritious part of a carrot. And we've been throwing it away all these years.
Yeah, I think that is really important because I didn't learn until I started gardening that even with some of our root vegetables, like sweet potatoes, that the leaves are edible.
Yes.
So they have like a texture and are consistently similar to spinach. But in the grocery store, we're just getting what we think is the fruit when in actuality, when the creator gave it to us, he gave us the whole thing from the top to the bottom. So I really love what you were saying about carrots. We get carrots in the grocery store, but frequently you see them with the tops removed, and that is one of the most nutritious parts of it.
That's the most nutritious part.
We've grown to accustomed to when we cook our greens and things that we remove the stem. The stem has a lot of the fiber and the vitamins in it. So I've learned with my gardening to incorporate those things and not to throw away all the stems and not to discard the tops of carrots and just, you know, the other things that are available to us.
Even the onion tops. You know, we're used to throwing away the onion tops, and we chop up the onion tops, and anything that you put onions in, you can use the onion tops, you know, for your soups, your salads, your stir fries. I mean, we as a people just throw away so much nutritious food.
That was the word that came to mind when you were saying that. We as a people, we are wasteful.
They're wasteful.
And we talk about the number of people in the world that are hungry, but if we utilize what we have available to us, that wouldn't be true.
That wouldn't be true. That's exactly right.
In your very first comment, you mentioned community. What about gardening? How does that involve the community?
Well, here on our farms, we have different farmers that come in at least once every other month.
Mm-hmm.
We are a demo farm sponsored by Whitaker Small Farm Group out of Garner, North Carolina.
Okay.
And we have sessions here where we have hands-on activity that help us build some of the raised beds that we have. We bring out resources, trying to educate farmers on resources that they can tap into to help on the farm, because the small farmer is challenged.
Yeah, they're disappearing.
And equipment is expensive. We loan out equipment. We share equipment.
That's community right there.
We share seeds. We share
resources.
labor. We share food. We love to share food because every time we have farmers out, we always have food for them.
Okay.
We serve them a nice lunch, a full meal. Sometimes we involve some of our vegetables in that meal if we can. And they're just excited about tasting different things, because a lot of them have not tasted the bok choy. And my husband will do a stir fry with the bok choy, and they love it.
Oh, that's wonderful. So tell everybody, what is your next event for farmers coming up?
Our next event for farmers will be May 26th and 27th. I believe that's a Thursday and a Friday. And we're going to have the forestry people out here to talk to our landowners about forestry. We're going to have a professor from A&T State University that's going to come out and talk about niche crops and NRCS, natural resources for farmers getting high tunnels, such as we're standing in here. You can see the plastic behind us. We grow undercover, and it's just surreal to grow under the cover. Everything grows well under plastic.
I was just about to ask you, what was the benefit of growing undercover?
We grow undercover to extend our growing season. It allows us to have vegetables. We have tomatoes up until December.
Wow.
Just because they're inside of this tunnel. It has to get really, really hard cold in order to kill the tomatoes. They're protected from the frost. They're protected from the elements, the wind, the heavy rains, because we water underground to the roots, so the water will go directly to the roots to keep out bacteria and fungus within the vegetables. And as we are on this journey, we've only been doing this for about 3 years. And we have learned so much in this 3 years.
But y'all, let me tell you, this place does not look like it's 3 years old. This is as I said, this is just my happy spot. I love being here. And on the farm, they have horses and bees and all of those things. This is like some of the reasons why I love container gardening is the sustainability of it, the taking care of nature, the insects, providing food and water for bees and the things that allow us to be able to eat. But coming here on the farm is a whole different experience. So what's your favorite crop to grow?
Oh my God. I think I'm going to have to say tomatoes, because we have about 9 or 10 different varieties of tomatoes that we grow. We grow orange tomatoes for people that suffer with acid reflux and they can't stand that acid, and the orange tomatoes and the yellow tomatoes do not have as much acid in it. So we grow the orange tomatoes, we grow the yellow pear tomatoes, we grow black creme, which is a purplish, smoky, meaty tomato that's really, really great. It's an heirloom. Geronimo, we grow something that I know you've never heard of, B&H 871, B&H 589. Those are slicing tomatoes. We're trying some.
So what makes those different from other tomatoes? Because I have one of the 589s that I got from you all.
That's one that's supposed to grow really well inside of a high tunnel or a hoop house. So that's a new variety that we're trying this year.
Okay.
We have an indigo cherry.
I have one of those. That's one of the ones I'm most excited about. So each year I try to grow at least one new tomato. This year, all of my tomatoes are new.
Okay.
But that's in part because of you. So I got the yellow pear from you. I got the 589 slicing tomato from you. I got Jasper cherry from you. Yes. And the indigo cherry from you. And then I got an orange striped tomato that I got from one of my neighbors.
Right.
So all of my tomatoes, and that's one of my favorite crops to grow too, because they come in so many different varieties. But another vegetable that comes in lots of different varieties are potatoes. talk to us about potatoes for a second, because
Okay.
you know we're accustomed to eating white or yellow potatoes.
Yes.
I'm growing yellow this year.
Yeah.
Don't slap my hands too much. But talk to us about the potatoes. And the colors that are available.
Yeah. As I said, we try to grow things that are different from what everybody else is growing. Now, white potatoes, that's a no-no. It's a lot of starch in white potatoes, and we do not need that starch, especially if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic.
Yeah.
You don't need to be eating those white potatoes. Red potatoes are better for you than white potatoes, so we grow some red potatoes.
Okay.
Purple potatoes, if you have to eat potatoes, that's the best potato for you. It does not have as much starch. It's a little bit more nutrition for you.
Mm-hmm.
Once you get past the color. My daughter says I can't eat purple vegetables.
See, that's one of the things that I just wasn't accustomed to. I've never had a purple tomato, but historically, I didn't eat a lot of purple. But as I mentioned earlier, color is life. We need vegetables, fruits and vegetables from a variety of different colors, the yellows, the reds, the purples. They all have a different function. So I've been eating more purple things. I love Japanese eggplant.
Okay.
But when I look at a purple tomato or even a purple carrot, I'm like, that don't look right. It's a mind thing.
It's a mind thing.
We've become so accustomed to what we think is right that we're unwilling to do new things. So I want to implore with you, and I want to challenge you to try something that you've never had, and to not disregard it and say, I don't like that because of the way it looks. It may be the best thing you've ever had. So the Japanese eggplant last year was the first year I did it, and I could have lived off of that alone. It was a prolific producer, and I made this lasagna, a vegetarian kind of lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was so delicious. I was like, I could eat this every day. It's like, I can't eat this every day, but I could eat this every day. And if you see the top of some little pigtails, we have a little visitor with us here today. So, but this is the future of gardening, the future of farming. So it is so absolutely imperative that our young people learn about these things. So what do you think the importance of our younger generation knowing about food?
Well, they need to know the nutritional piece of it, and they need to also know where their food comes from. They need to know that they don't have to have a whole lot of land to raise their own food, just like you're doing your patio gardening. My daughter last year just used a couple of flower pots.
Yeah.
And she just set them on her front porch. My other daughter, she's gotten into chickens. So we also have fresh eggs in the family.
God.
We do the fresh eggs because, again, those eggs they sell at the big box stores are no good for you. They're no good. So we have our fresh eggs as well.
Awesome.
So it's very, very, very important. My grandchildren, they come out here and we just walk the rows, and I tell them, this is a tomato, this is kale, this is spinach, this is sage. We just talk about why we have different things planted in the garden. I'm sure Kim going to take some pictures of some of the flowers that are in here, and we have them in here to help bring the bees in.
Okay, I was going to ask you to talk about companion planting and the purpose of it.
Yes, we need bees to pollinate. Now, tomatoes are self-pollinators.
Right.
They're self-pollinators. But your squash, your cucumbers, your melons, all of those things need bees to help them form nice quality fruit.
Right.
If you don't get them, your fruit is not going to be of good quality.
Right.
It's amazing.
So aren't peppers self-pollinating?
I think peppers are self-pollinating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we plant flowers in here. Kim is going to show you some picture of something that's called, some people say borage, I say barrage, but it's a great pollinator, and the flowers are even edible. You can use the leaves and make tea, and the tea has a cucumber flavor to it.
Wow. See, one of the things that I love the most about it is that you get introduced to things through gardening that you would have never thought about. Some of the herbs and spices and their purpose and how they benefit us and the nutritional value. Something we've just been putting on things for flavor for years actually has a purpose and a design the way it's supposed to help the body.
Exactly.
So is there anything else that you want to add before we just walk around and explore the area?
I want to talk a little bit about companion planting, especially for people that don't have a whole lot of space. Go online, Google, YouTube, and look up companion planting. You can find out what things grow really well together, and you can plant them among themselves, and you can really double or even triple your production of whatever vegetable that you want to plant. For instance, tomatoes grow really good with onions and spinach and lettuce. So if you have a little spot where you're planting some tomatoes, you can put you some lettuce in between those tomatoes, or some carrots in between those tomatoes, especially onions. Onions are really good for combating pests because they don't like the smell of onions. So as you move around the farm, you'll see that I have onions planted everywhere.
So I've been doing onions as well, but another item that I use wherever I have a tomato planted, I have onions planted, but I also have basil planted.
Oh, yes.
Because I read that improves the flavor of it and deters pests.
Yes.
So it reduces and you know, just all of these different benefits from being able to put things together. So traditionally, I have not done spinach or lettuce or anything once it gets warmer because it's just too hot here.
Yeah.
But this year, because of you, I'm gonna try some. Once my tomatoes get a little bigger, I'm gonna put some seeds around it so the tomato protects my lettuce, and then I can have fresh lettuce all summer long. Because as you said, the stuff we're getting in the grocery store, it's labeled as food, but it's not food at all. It's not the food our ancestors ate, and it's part of the reason why we are suffering. And the word is correct in saying suffering with so many debilitating illnesses because our body is not getting what it needs to function.
Exactly.
So we're gonna go around the farm and talk about some different things. I cannot wait. They have bees. Y'all know I love bees. But they have bees. We're gonna go back to the bee. Is it called a hive? Even when they're
the bee box.
The bee boxes, and just explore the garden a little bit more. So, guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned as we continue to just explore the garden. We'll talk to you in just a bit.
Bye. What's wrong with you?
They're coming out.
Yeah, they're still coming in and out.
So, since she broached the subject, what's coming in and out?
The bees. We're standing out here with our bee boxes, and it's a nice day outside, so the bees are coming in and out of the bee boxes. And I'm so excited because last week my husband and our mentor went into the bee boxes and put another box on the layer of boxes, and I'm still learning my terms. But anyway, they found honey. The bees have already started making honey. There are honeycombs in there, and we're so excited about it.
I'm excited too.
Yeah.
Now I got somewhere to get some honey from.
Yeah, we plan to have 4Ever Vista Farms pure honey.
Awesome.
We're looking forward to that. We've only had bees for about a year.
Okay.
We've only had bees for about a year. We are certified beekeepers, and we're learning. My husband is learning more about how to put the frames in there, how to smoke the bees a little bit, so it kind of makes them a little drunk. So when they're working with the hive, they don't get stung or anything. But trust me, he's covered up in his bee suit.
Right.
Also, think about it. All bee suits are always white. You ever wondered why? If you wear dark colors like black, the bees think you are a bear and they may attack you.
Wow.
So you have to be mindful of the colors that you wear when you're working with bees. But they just don't like black. But we're loving it. We're loving it.
That is just so amazing. So what's the importance of having bees in nature and just for farming and vegetables?
Oh, wow. You need those bees to pollinate your vegetables. We were talking about the squash and the zucchini and the melons. If you don't have the bees, you may have little, you ever seen the little deformed looking vegetables? That's because they didn't get well pollinated.
Right.
Okay. Now on our farm,
I often have them.
we didn't get very many squash last year, and we noticed we didn't see the bees. Usually in the mornings, the squash blooms are wide open, and you'll see the bees just flying all over everywhere. But last year wasn't like that, and that was one of the reasons that we decided to get bees. And the bees pay us no mind. We pay them no mind. We let them do their business. They have work to do. They're going out pollinating, getting nectar, taking it back to the hive. The worker bees are making sure the queen is happy inside of the hive, and then they're working on building that honey. So it's very important to have bees on your farm.
So you said something very important there, because I often talk to my friends and my sunshine about If you don't mess with the bee, it's not going to mess with you. It doesn't want you. And I'm talking about bees, not wasp or any other attacking kind, but just your normal bees that we have in this area. Stop killing them. We need them.
We need them. We need
They
them.
are essential to our livelihood.
Since we have been studying bees, if we caught ourselves trying to catch some bees off of some clover, the little blooms on the clover, and bringing them down to the high tunnel. Now, who does that? Who does that?
Somebody like me.
But once you get connected with nature, everything has its reason.
Yep.
And when
It's a purpose.
It's a purpose for it. And when you start messing with that, you're throwing off nature's balance.
Yep. Because it pains me when I see my neighbors spraying their lawns. It's like, because I can guarantee you I'm not going to have, I don't treat mine, but because all the houses around me are treated, exactly, I'm not going to have the bees that I need.
Now, our bee boxes are very, very healthy. As I said, they were checked about 2 weeks ago. But out here, we're not having any spraying because it's really, people have kind of stopped farming in our area. So it's basically trees. So our bee boxes are healthy. The bees don't have to worry about sprays. We don't spray anything.
Yeah.
We use to kill weeds and grass. We use vinegar, Epsom salt, and Dawn dishwashing detergent with the duck on it. And whatever area we don't want the weeds to grow, like edging and all, we'll just spray that edge with that solution. And it doesn't kill the roots, but you're spraying it naturally. We don't use Roundup and that kind of stuff.
Well, that stuff, I don't know who approved that stuff, but there shouldn't be any kind of Roundup or what's the other one, Spectrum. That stuff is disastrous for the environment.
It is.
And Seven Dust, all of those things. When you know better, you do better. People, stop using that stuff.
Stop using that stuff. And you can control things without using that stuff. We are a living witness here at 4Ever Vista Farms. We stopped using all of that stuff. No Severn Dust, no Roundup, no Spectrum, none of that stuff. And things are thriving.
Absolutely. So what else you want to show us today?
I want to show you all our potato rows.
Okay.
Babysitting my plants, and that can get kind of expensive because we're about 25 miles from Rocky Mount. So he saw some things on YouTube, put his own ideas together, and he built me this little 10 by 10 greenhouse, which is perfect. Put me a window in here so I can have the air circulating. I have a door on it, of course, and I put my fan in here so the plants can just feel the air circulating. Sunshine can come in. It's really sturdy, and I'm just so proud of this little greenhouse.
I'm proud of it too. It's wonderful because the day he was building it, it's the day I met you at Four Seasons Nursery. So I was excited to come and see it. And you mentioned YouTube, so this is going to be on YouTube, but it's an invaluable resource so that you can see what people are doing, and then you can put your own spin on it. You don't have to do anything exactly the way somebody else does it. It may work out, it might not, but it's a learning experience.
It's a learning experience. These are peppers, and as I said, peppers are really hard to germinate, so they came up sporadically, but it's okay because I have a good 20 to 25 plants that's going to be here, and maybe another 20 or 25 plants there, so that's still good. That's very good. And cucumbers are down here on the floor. We're germinating squash up here, and again, we do different kinds of squash. So we have the patty pan, the patty pan white, and then this is the yellow neck. And then somewhere I think over here, we have the yellow patty pan and the green. Let's see if I think this is the yellow. Turn it around. Wrong way.
So what kind of cucumbers are these?
Cucumbers.
Oh.
I don't know cucumbers.
Okay.
That's all I can say about them. I forgot to really look at exactly what kind it was when I planted. So when I wrote it on the little label, I just wrote cucumber.
Okay.
And then we have what is called a G-star, and some of them are coming up.
I see.
And that's a green patty pan, the yellow patty pan, And then you saw some white patty pan.
See, I'm learning something. I just thought patty pan came in green. I didn't know.
Oh, we do the variety of colors.
Okay.
We do the variety.
So I've planted them before, but mine, it just didn't get pollinated, so I didn't get anything to eat. So when you get one, I want to try it.
Okay.
Because, again, I love zucchini. I'm not a big fan of yellow squash. So that's just as a testament. Just because you didn't like one variety, don't count them all out.
Exactly.
But this is an example of what kind of what she was saying Mr. Ford does. You see where there are 3 different tomatoes coming up in that? Well, you can separate that. Well, you should separate that because it's not enough space. And now you've got 3 different tomato plants. And you put them in your individual cells and let them get bigger, and then to the point where they're ready to plant. We're ready.
Okay. We're at 4Ever Vista Farm potato field. Earlier we talked about red potatoes and purple potatoes. What you're looking at here, these are 2 rows of red potatoes that were planted back the middle of March. It takes about 100 days to get potatoes, so we're looking at about 35 days that these potatoes have been in the ground. And I have interplanted onions in with the potatoes. They've said to help with the potato bugs, even though, thanks to Miss Kim and my being out here today, we saw 1 potato bug, okay? But we have a natural solution called Spinosa that I will mix this evening, and I will give these potatoes a good little spray of that, and that's a natural thing now. That's not chemicals as we know them. It's natural. So I will spray that, because if I saw 1 adult potato bug, it is some larvae somewhere. And before you know it, you will be infested with potato bugs. But this is our potato field. We have other potatoes that are planted. You see them coming up sporadically over here. They're coming up. They're coming up across there. You see little things popping up. So this is our potato field.
So guys, please pardon the sound of machinery in the background, because this is a working farm. They are working every day from morning to evening. So the sounds are the sounds of a working farm.
Yeah.
So with everything that you produce, what do you do with it?
We sell to the local community, of course. We export some things to some food hubs. We're active with Feast Down East, down in Berghoff, North Carolina. We also do community supported boxes. People order boxes, and we put about 6 different vegetables in that box, and we rotate with pure honey and eggs on different weeks. We do that every couple of weeks.
Okay.
And that pretty much takes up what we grow here. We also participate in our local farmers market.
Okay.
This past weekend we did a farmers market in Milton, North Carolina. It was a threat of rain, but the market went on, and we didn't take a whole lot, but we sold everything that we took.
Wow, people love fresh produce, because it's one of those things, once you had it, you can't go back to the other stuff.
Exactly.
I can't eat a tomato bought in the grocery store, because I'm like, it has no taste to it and probably no nutritional value.
Exactly.
And then you're just getting the chemicals, so I was like, I don't want this.
You may as well make your salad without the tomato.
And that's what I do a lot of times.
Yeah. And the same thing goes with even the fresh onions. Once you taste the fresh onions, the store-bought onions do not taste like the fresh onions. I mean, they're just delicious. That's as well as helping to combat pests. We don't have to buy onions either.
Yeah.
We have all our fresh onions. We grow the yellow onions and the purple onions, or some people say red onions.
Okay.
We have both of them. And as you see, my grandbaby loves to be outside. She's enjoying getting dirty. And there is a nice little bee flying around Kim, but she's not paying the little bee any mind. He's just trying to intimidate her. That's one of those carpenter bees. They will get right in your face and try to make you move. They do sting, so just stand still. Yeah. Now he's gone. He's gone on about his business. He did not intimidate Miss Kim.
Are you helping weed? You're helping?
So yes, I'm pulling grass. There you go.
That bit
Now, this is the importance of having your children outdoors. They need time away from the electronics and need the sunshine and learning about nature. All of that helps them to be healthy and more rounded, and teach them about the environment they live in and about protecting the environment. But if they're indoors their entire life, they don't care anything about the environment. So the footprint that they leave is inconsequential to them. But when we come back, because we will be back, I already told Miss Lynette she's going to get tired of seeing me. The potatoes will be up more. So is this whole plot potatoes?
This whole plot is potatoes.
Okay.
I'm going to have a row of peas right here. I planted some peas down this row. I don't know whether you've heard of Mississippi silver peas.
No, I haven't.
Delicious. Similar to a black-eyed pea or Crowder peas, similar to that.
Okay.
My neighbor introduced them to me last year, and guess what? She dried the seeds and she gave me a quart jar.
Oh wow, that's enough seeds for a long time.
A long time.
So one year I grew pinto beans in a container just as an experiment. And of course I didn't grow enough to cook a pot of beans, but I wanted to show people. That picture of a pinto bean caused a storm on Facebook because nobody knew where a pinto bean came from.
Yeah, okay.
But so I took pictures of it in the pot once it dried out, amazed. And I just enjoyed the experience of growing it, because now I know I can grow pinto beans if I need to.
If you need to, exactly. And I don't know, I guess you couldn't catch it, but there is a white moth flying around. He's waiting to get on something green and lay for those little green cabbage loopers that will eat up our green vegetables.
Oh, wow.
Yes. That's a potato bug.
See, wait a minute, let me get it. So the baby found a potato bug. She can identify a potato bug. If you see that in your garden, that needs to be eliminated because that will destroy your crops.
Thank you.
You see that? That was a way to annihilate it without putting any chemicals out here.
And I will come out with just a water bottle. If I get an infestation of them and I see them on a lot of plants, I will have a water bottle and I will just knock them off and put them in the water bottle and put the top on it. And I know he's not going anywhere with the top on the water bottle. That will take care of
Just
him.
a natural way to get rid of them.
Yes, you can just pick them off. Keep walking and see if you see any more. She's lower to the ground.
And with better eyes.
This is a little flatter camp. Step on. Okay, you good over there?
I got one.
You don't see another one, do you?
Right here.
Oh, that's a girl. Honey, where did you see that? That's a little spider. That's a little ant.
Those good young eyes.
Richard. 2 potato bugs.
Oh, okay. I got 2 potato bugs.
All right.
So what's that Richard is doing over there?
He's pulling up the salad and the kale. It's all bolted, it's all gone, and we just let it stay there just so it would draw the bees out this way. So we let the bees fly on it. So he's pulling it up, feeding it to the horses.
Okay, so that's what I did with my cabbage and kale and lettuce from the fall. It's all bolted now, so I'm just letting it stay there so that the bees what bees I have will come to the area.
And then if you wanted to get seeds, of course, you know, you're going to have seeds growing. But you can see right here on this one, the bees. This is the tray. I gave my son a tray of vegetables like this. And $12 for 3 plants is what they're selling them at Lowe's. So 12.
That would have been like $72.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Now out here, we're getting ready to lay plastic for weed control. We have our drip line under the plastic. And we're going to put little holes in the plastic and plant on this out here. Because it's kind of hard, just 2 people, to keep up with all the grass and everything.
Right.
So we're going to try something different with the plastic on the drip line. Here you see that this kale has bolted. But if you're interested in saving seeds, this is the development of your seeds.
Okay.
All of this stuff that you see here, this would be seeds. They're all seeds. And if you let it stay here, they'll get a little bit larger, and you will see the little seeds in these little pods.
That is awesome. And see the horses over there. Which horse is that?
That's. Ooh,
Be careful.
That's Isis.
Isis is enjoying some kale.
Really?
Gypsy's not getting any, Richard?
Huh?
Gypsy's not eating any?
She didn't want none.
In a minute now. We're standing over in our little play area. When people come to the farm, we want them to feel comfortable bringing their children, because that is the next generation, and we want them to continue to learn about the farm. And as the parents are learning, the farmers are learning, the children can come over to the play area. So this is just the beginning of our playground, our sitting area where people can just sit and relax and be comfortable out here. We like colors, so therefore I painted my chairs all different colors. I didn't want everything to be black. We like things to be just joyful looking, and want people to be happy and enjoy the scenery, not only the vegetables, just enjoy relaxing and sitting back. So this is the way we're going to connect to the younger generation, by having them to come out to the farm. Parents feel comfortable that they're in a safe location to play, and that adds to everything else that we do here on the farm.
I like how you said joyful, because you know mine is a joyful living garden, so that was right on point. I didn't coach her anything, y'all.
Not a bit. We're just happy out here. We just enjoy good old country living.
Awesome. So guys, this has been Kimberly Dixon on location at 4Ever Vista Farms in Enfield, North Carolina. This has been a fantastic day, a fantastic journey, and we will be back again because we're going to be filming throughout the summer, so you can see the progression of the plants from a couple of weeks to months later. It's amazing to watch. So guys, stay tuned at 4Ever Vista Farms here in Knightdale, North Carolina. Bug like the flew in my mouth. So that's the beauty of nature. You always got to be on your toes. But again, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Thank you for watching In the Garden with Joyful Living. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're here at 4Ever Vista Farm once again, and you can contact us via email or my cell phone. My email address is the number 4Ever Vista Farms @gmail.com. Remember, that's the number 4 now. Ever Vista Farms @gmail.com. My cell is 252-883-1037. We're located in Enfield, North Carolina, and we will be happy for you to come by and purchase some of our natural grown vegetables. So contact us if you would like. And thank you so much.